This Dragon Age drama is insane. Let's start today off.
Like science, math, engineering, computer science, and so much more, thanks to Brilliant's accessible and interactive courses. Try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for 30 days and get 20% off an annual subscription by visiting brilliant.org/skillup. Click the link below to get started or stick around to the end of the video to learn more. I want to begin this review the same way I did my Final Fantasy 16 review, which is to say that reviews are opinions. This is my opinion and my opinion only. I expect that there will be a broad range of opinions on Dragon Age the Veilguard, and I encourage you to seek them out. I do not have a monopoly on truth. As I've said many times before, I'm just a nerd with a microphone and a YouTube account. My opinion is no more or less valuable than anybody else's. Okay? Alright, so Dragon Age the Veilguard is a colossal disappointment. I really can't put it any other way. I spent 50 hours playing this, and it was time I desperately wish that I could get back. I started having my doubts at around the 10-hour mark. I was
First of all, let me get these. What is going on with the quality here? Can we get at least 1080? There we go. He said those are 50 hours that he wished he could get back. That is not the way that you would like to start out a game. Or a review. and here's the thing. You know, I know we're going to play the Veilguard, and I was going to be, you know, I don't want to say excited. I just knew that Veilguard was going to be better than Unknown 9. But Skill Up is not making me excited. No, I wasn't excited about the game to begin with, but I knew that it was going to be at least better than Unknown 9. That's at least what I believe. I don't know now, guys. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Thoroughly checked out at the 20-hour mark, and the remaining 30 hours were just excruciatingly painful as I was forced to suffer through the endless morass of banality that is Dragon Age the Veilguard. In many ways, Veilguard is a bigger disappointment than Anthem was. Like, if I was to hand LeBron a tennis racket, I'd expect to...
Oh! How? How is that possible? How can Dragon Age the Veilguard be a bigger disappointment than Anthem was? Oh. Anthem was a new IP, wasn't it?
See some pretty shitty tennis. Bioware never had any business making a looter shooter, and so when Anthem flopped, its failure was easily explained, easily reconciled. But if I hand LeBron a basketball, I expect to see some fucking points on the board, and it's impossible to imagine a bigger home court advantage than this for Bioware. The Dragon Age franchise, one of their most beloved and most successful, no pressure from EA to cram in all sorts of live service bullshit like it was meant to have at one point, but they pivoted away from that years ago. There's no in-game cash shop here, there was obviously plenty of development time and budget, there was the freedom for Bioware to make a Bioware-ass Bioware game, without any compromises, and without any excuses. In no way, shape, or form did Bioware meet the moment and capitalize on the opportunity that was handed to them. Dragon Age the Veilguard apes the most superficial elements of a Bioware game, making no effort to modernize what is a now fairly dated formula, while delivering absolutely none of the writing, characterization, and imagination that made its previous games so great. The writing is, frankly, terminal. It lacks any nuance or wit or wisdom. It cannot communicate ideas except to say them aloud to the camera. It manufactures petty, unbelievable tension because it doesn't know how to create anything more real, and it's too scared to ever be truly confronting or dark for fear that it might make the audience uncomfortable. Every interaction between the companions feels like HR is in the room, and every interaction led by the main character, Rook, sounds like he's addressing an under-12 soccer team before a semi-final, or teaching
Every interaction between the characters feel like HR is in the room. What do we talk about? When the AAA game industry has been run by a bunch of fucking... Let me bring that back, because I said I was going to dial back on the foul language. When it's run by a bunch of activist PC morons, this is what you get. This is what you're going to get. People who are scared to push the boundaries, people who are scared to go there, people who are afraid to offend the audience. This is what you get. He said the dialogue between the characters, every single one of them, sound like HR is in the room listening. Just in case y'all didn't hear that, I'm gonna run it back. Just in case y'all didn't hear that.
absolutely none of the writing, characterization, and imagination that made its previous games so great. The writing is frankly terminal. It lacks any nuance or wit or wisdom, cannot communicate ideas except to say them aloud to the camera. It manufactures petty, unbelievable tension because it doesn't know how to create anything more real, and it's too scared to ever be truly confronting or dark for fear that it might make the audience uncomfortable. Every interaction between the companions feels like HR is in the room, and every interaction led by the main character, Rook, sounds like he's addressing an under-12 soccer team before a semi-final, or teaching toddlers how to properly share toys. The way you build relationships with your companions is so woefully outdated, drawn-out quest lines completely divorced from the main plot, starring disposable villains and recycling the same settings, enemies, and bosses you find elsewhere. The romance system feels equally antiquated, heavily reliant on the "will bang, okay" button, even when it doesn't make sense for that to be an option, with no supporting systems behind it to make your romance decisions feel believable or consequential. The world design is so weird. I have never encountered worlds quite like this. They feel more like Overwatch maps than actual explorable spaces, and they're littered with puzzles so mind-numbingly stupid that I wonder how little Bioware must think of our ability to solve puzzles. And the combat is...
Overwatch maps? I gotta see that for myself. He said the world feels like a bunch of Overwatch maps. I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm not gonna buy this game. I might have to subscribe to that EA shit. I'm so serious. I can't spend $60, $70 on this. I can't do it. We got Stargazer in the chat. We got Guy in the chat. We got Marzaik in the chat. I'm sorry. Emotional Robot is in the chat. Shouts out to everybody. Before we continue, I got a couple announcements to make, guys. First of all, welcome in. Welcome to the Squabblecast. Okay. If you are a single mom, aka a channel member, you have access to spears. If you are a single mom in the chat, I need to see you chucking spears all night long. Okay? Welcome to the Spear Chucker chat. Ooh, I love that. Spear Chucker chat. That's what I'm calling you niggas for the rest of my YouTube career. Spear chucking chat. Oh my lord. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Additionally, the Sparking Zero tip jar is still up there. For those who want to see me play Sparking Zero. Also, below is the single mom counter. So that's for channel members. So whenever we get some more single moms as a part of the channel, you'll see that counter there. Additionally, I got a new play for the Red Boys. There's a new meme, not really a meme, a new theme that's gonna play for the Red Boys. So anytime there's a Red Boy dropped in the chat, I'm gonna play it. I can't play it now because this is guaranteed to demonetize the stream. It's guaranteed. Okay, so I'm not gonna play it unless somebody drop a Red Boy. Additionally, guys, make sure you guys are subbing to New Blackstreet with me and Kata every Friday at 6 p.m. Let me see what else. Of course, we're still barreling towards 15,000 subs. Once we get there, if we get this 15,000 before January 1st, we're doing the Dustborn stream and Clown Suit. So, that's still going. I can't think of anything else. I think we're good for right now. Also, Hotties and Horrors is still underway. So remember, we gotta get to a point where we got 100 people concurrently in the chat for that. So yeah, shout out to Johnny Guillotine in the chat. Riverboat Man, it's Red Boys, not Rent Boys, Red Boys. So a shout out to Phantom for tossing them spears, man. You spear chucker, you. All right, let's continue.
It's like, man, shallow is too kind of word. The lack of enemy variety, the sponginess of those enemies, how limited your control over party members is, it all makes combat so utterly mindless and so breathtakingly repetitive. Let me put it this way, I spoke to 2 other reviewers who both ended up lowering the difficulty to the easiest setting, not because it was hard, but because it was just so drawn out and so boring. I've never done that before for any game that I've reviewed, but I did it at the 40-hour mark here, and I swear to God, I wish I did it 20 hours earlier. I know how brutal all of this sounds, and I want to be super clear.
They lowered the difficulty so they can get through the game quicker because the game is that boring. I promise you guys, when we play, I'm not waiting till hour 40 to do that shit. If we play that shit and it's really that boring and the enemies are that spongy, I guarantee you we're doing the same thing. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So just letting y'all know, unless we find out that they was just trash or something. If we find out that they were just trash, then cool.
That I desperately wanted it to be different. I really, really did. I am aware of the stakes surrounding this game and what it means for Bioware's future, and I was praying so hard that Bioware's next game would be a fucking banger, and that the future of the studio would be secure, and that we'd all be looking forward to a Mass Effect game, but I cannot say any of those things, because the honest truth is that barring a few exceedingly rare moments, there wasn't a single aspect of Dragon Age the Veilguard that I actually enjoyed, and there are very few games that I play that I can say that of.
I know you're hurt, Nev, but the rest of us need to do something.
Like most Bioware games, Dragon Age the Veilguard begins here in character creation. It is flexible in the sense that it has plenty of options and sliders, but it's all limited by one central constraint, and that's the game's very stylized aesthetic. Characters do not look like real people. They look like Pixar or DreamWorks characters.
Exactly.
You think I'm exaggerating? This is Prince Charming from Shrek. Are you going to tell me this man wouldn't slot right into the Veilguard aesthetic?
Exactly.
Man, you could drop him in right now as a companion character and no one would bat an eyelid. It's obviously a choice that Bioware made. You don't accidentally end up with characters that look like this. On one hand, I respect it because they really swung for something different here. Absolutely. On the other hand, I really, really dislike how these characters look. I just don't like it.
It's not Dragon Age. It's not Dragon Age. It's just not. That's the problem. Those are the words you're looking for. Skill up. It's not Dragon Age. You're right though.
Like it. And I think it's a massive downgrade versus what this series has previously offered. Like, this is the new Morrigan, for example. If you've never played Dragon Age before, then this might not mean anything to you, but if you have played it, then this rendition is gonna look pretty weird. There are other returning characters making cameos in this game, stuff Bioware has asked us not to spoil, so I can't show it to you, but putting the new models side by side with the old models, it's pretty crazy to see how much worse they look here in Veilguard. Nothing compares, though, to what they did to the Qunari. Like, holy hell, I have no idea what they were thinking. This is how they used to look in the Inquisition. Like, truly badass and intimidating, and this is how they look in Veilguard. I mean, how on earth could Bioware have landed on these designs and thought, yep, that...
Disrespectful. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Oh. Look at... Man, where did it go? Where did it go?
The old models, it's pretty crazy to see how much worse they look here in Veilguard. Nothing compares, though, to what they did to the Qunari. Like, holy hell, I have no idea what they were thinking. This is how they used to look.
Look at that. How? Too masculine. That's what it was. Too masculine. That's what it does. He looks too masculine and too intimidating. So let's make him look like a fucking Abercrombie and... a fucking Abercrombie model who gets pegged every now and again.
Look in the Inquisition, like truly badass and intimidating, and this is how they look in Veilguard. I mean, how on earth could Bioware have landed on these designs and thought, yep, that's it, ship it? The Qunari redesign looks comically bad, and it's also kind of lazy because now instead of looking like a truly distinct race with a different facial structure, the Qunari now just look like humans with horns. It really sucks. These character designs are distracting and they weaken the game's ability to deliver emotional moments. I don't think your characters need to look realistic for you to have a strong connection to them. There are millions of games that disprove that point. But this uncanny valley thing, this half human, half cartoon thing, it catches on the eye the same way an off note catches on the ear. It's hard not to be distracted by just how odd everyone looks. And in the more tense, emotional scenes, I found that their fake plastic faces made it harder for me to buy into whatever emotional distress they were selling. This is further compounded by Bioware's approach to facial animations, which is extremely outdated in 2024, especially for a game where you spend so much time looking at characters' faces. Like, take this example when my character is angrily trying to convince the Grey Wardens to act.
We don't have time to play Who's the Greyest Warden. You need to shut up and listen. The threat is real. The gods are coming, and they're bringing the blight with them.
Or this clip when Rook is dressing down the team after a setback.
Last I checked, there are 2 gods out there. They've got plans, and we're falling behind. And if it wasn't clear enough after Demeter's crossing, it's clear now. They'll rain disease and death across Thedas unless we stop them.
In both
He
instances,
has the same face. He has the same face. There's no expression there. It's just scowl. No, I'm being dead. Shout out to the JCX show who's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chase who's in the building. Shout out to Faux Stalker. Shout out to Igor. The whole game reeks of D&D fan art promo. Think of the Mexican. What? The Mexican orcs? Not pegged Abercrombie model. That's exactly what he looks like. He looks like an Abercrombie model who gets pegged on a regular basis. Like he was diddled. Shout out to the NRAT. That sounds like a slur almost. EA said this will bring in the feminists and the gays. Facts. Games from 15 years ago have better facial animations. I swear. Exactly.
You really can't see the emotion that the voice actor is delivering.
Exactly.
Compare those to this outburst from Cassandra 9 years ago in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Then we looked for Hawk, but he was gone too. We thought it all connected, but no. It was just you. You kept him from us.
Now look, for my money, Cassandra's face here looks angry and expressive. I'm not only hearing her rage, but I am seeing it too. And Veilguard never manages to make these two things line up. Setting aside the more contemporary comparisons you could make to stuff like Baldur's Gate 3 or Cyberpunk.
No. Guys. Are they serious right now? This is what we get? Tell me you can't catch him at the nearest trapeze. Oh, that's right. Y'all might not know what trapeze is. Well, you can catch him in the nasty places. Nasty places. Nashy places. Not even nasty, just nashy places. Like this is disgusting. You can't make this stuff up.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Rest in peace to the Godfather, baby.
Or contemporary comparisons you could make to stuff like Baldur's Gate 3 or Cyberpunk or Guardians of the Galaxy. Bioware was doing faces and facial animations better nearly a decade ago, and that sadly is commentary that could be extended to almost...
You know why? Because what do we always talk about? Y'all got rid of all the real talent. All the real talent got canceled. Me Too. Pushed out the door. For who? For who? That sweet old representation. No, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Let me put my Viagra on and get bigger on y'all real quick. Hold on. They did it for who? Representation. Let's go back soft on them. Oops. I mean to do that. All right. Wet noodle.
almost every aspect of Dragon Age the Veilguard. The one exception to this, I think, is the visual design of environments, which are regularly stunning. I don't like how these spaces are laid out or what you do in them, but they do look really nice. There's a range of settings from seascapes to forests to darkened swamps to old hollowed out grey warden fortresses, and they all look great in their own way. They each feel visually cohesive with unique architectural styles and color palettes that create a very strong sense of space and place. As I said,
no, wait a minute, Skill Up. You did say earlier it all looked like Overwatch maps. So okay.
I never enjoyed being in these environments, but I did enjoy looking at them. I will also say that Veilguard runs extraordinarily well on a high-end PC, which doesn't always happen all the time, by the way, right? I played this at 4K, ultra settings, ray tracing enabled, and even without DLSS frame generation, I was still able to hit over 100 frames per second very easily. With lower settings, with lower resolutions, with ray tracing off, and with frame generation as an option, I think there's a huge amount of headroom for this game to run really well on lower-end PCs, but I haven't personally tested that, and I also couldn't test console performance. I also do note that this game is on Steam day one instead of just being on the EA launcher, which is fantastic. It's also Steam Deck verified, which is great. Most impressive of all, it's DRM free, which is a boon for not only performance, but also for game
Okay. Wait, so I mean, I knew it was coming out on Steam day one, but I didn't know it was Steam Deck verified. This changes things. If I can play it on the Steam Deck, I could, you know, play the main stuff with y'all and then do some of the side quest stuff on the Steam Deck when I'm not, you know what I'm saying? When I'm not doing my thing. I don't know what y'all think. Shout out to Jace who's in the chat. Wrenchfish Studios is in the chat. What's going on, my guy? What's going on? Imagine if Chris Overlone or someone similar in talent was on this. We can only imagine because it didn't happen. We're going to check out, we're going to listen to a little bit more and then we're going to call it because we can't listen to this whole 46-minute video. I don't know how the hell you do a 46-minute review. I respect it because it's better than what the games journalists give us, but goddamn, nigga. Goddamn.
God damn. I really applaud EA for making these moves, and hopefully it's something they'll continue to do in their future releases. The bottom line when
future releases? Oh no, it's over. It's done. It's gone. This game is gonna flop. Nobody's playing it. Nobody wants it. It's trash. It's buns. It's cheeks. There's no more Bioware after this. EA's gonna shut them down. What did he mean? Did you hear what he just said? He said future releases. You think BioWare is going to get future releases after this? Future releases. Skill Up, you're a funny guy. You're really funny.
When it comes to visuals and performance, Dragon Age the Veilguard is yet another reminder of how much more important art direction is over technical wizardry. Yes, the environments look really nice and the game runs well, but the main deliverable of a Bioware experience is a compelling saga starring a cast of characters who feel believable. The weird, stylized, waxy way these characters look is off-putting, and when combined with how stiff and unresponsive their faces are, Veilguard has immediately hamstrung itself in its ability to deliver on the promise of a Bioware game. A promise that is then thoroughly broken when we start looking at the writing underpinning all of this.
I wield the power of the light. People are dying right now. You need to listen. My cousin is still alive. And you didn't need to tell me. Bring that first, watch out!
Okay, so we're going to talk about the writing of this game now, and in so doing, I'm going to spoil some minor things.
Oh, nope. Can't do spoilers. And that'll be a perfect time to end it. Out my face. Go away. That'll be a perfect time to end it. So, of course, you guys, as always, can go and check out the full review for yourself. I do encourage you guys to do that. What I'm going to ask now is a poll question. All right. So there you go. After everything you've seen, the drama doesn't stop there, guys.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.